Let's get to the money.
Let's get to the
Money.
Let's get to the
Money. Let's get to the motherfucking money.
Fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies. FTB screaming fuck the bookies, 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 fuck the bookies. FTB screaming fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies. Middle finger in your ass screaming fuck the bookies. Woke up in the morning, grab my little black book. Yesterday can eat a dick, cause we lost by the hook. Can't win them all, so you never see me get shook. Today's a new day, the bookmaker's getting cooked. When I spot a dirty keg of 4 units getting played, always find the value, I would never be afraid. Scared money don't win, but I'm not going all in unless I see a bet I love, then I put my balls on a bookie's chin. Let it all soak in, doubling my bread, winning money with my friends. If you got the itch and you wanna go big, follow Sharpie bets and you gon' really fucking win. This is not financial advice, it's entertainment. But if I find the right price, believe I'm parlaying it. You can see my spreadsheet, I'm winning, not just saying it. Profit in the green every week, I'm never negative. I can bet an ace or a shitty old picture. Pick the right spots cause I'm the K-pop whisperer. Shut up when I speak until you finally get the picture. I'm the best in the world, tell me you getting richer. Fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies. FTB screaming fuck the bookies, 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 fuck the bookies. FTB screaming fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies. Middle finger in the air screaming fuck the bookies.
Let's get to the motherfucking money.
Let's get to the motherfucking monies then, guys. Welcome to the Balking Dead, guys. But this is the Beyond Weekend. This is the spin-off as the Balking Dead is Monday through Friday on Pub Sports Radio. And it's also sponsored by Prize Picks over there. So if you want, go on over there and use that promo code Pub Sports. So get yourself $100 on your first deposit at Prize Picks. But guess what? We ain't fucking sponsored by nobody. And Sharpie says what Sharpie does on this channel. So smash that like if you haven't. We got 4 pictures to talk about. We're going to talk about the first 2 that do crack off in about 30 minutes. And then we go head into some ribeyes with Mike Saturday edition, where I just pushed this dude on the spot 25 minutes ago. Said, hey, we need some hidden props. And this motherfucker shows up with the goods. So let's get right into it, guys, and let's talk of some JV. Justin Verlander at the Yankees. He's striking people out this year, only at a 21% clip, while walking people 8% of the time. They opened him up last night at 7+. That's the 6.5 at plus 125. To where after the lineups came out, he's came down to the 5.5 at minus 145 over there at BetMGM. The lineup is 7 righties and 2 lefties. So we get us some Justin Verlander day on a jersey where he belongs in. And it happens to be the 3rd time this year he's going to be squaring off with these Yankees, as back on June 14th, when we were on his 5.5 that day, JV went 6 innings with 6 strikeouts. Well, he also seen them 10 days ago. He went 6 innings with another 6, yet he also walked 4 people that day. I say that because JV don't do that. Now, this does fall under a back-to-back scenario for me, as if you see the same team in a 15-day period, I do need to be cautious. And it is now the 4th, 5th, and 6th at-bats versus the same pitcher. Now, when we look at the numbers of these Yankees, as it says, they're walking above 10%, which is great. They're smashing the ball with a team-isolated power of 173, and they're also striking out near that 24% of the time. So at the moment, the numbers don't really say much to me, as the lineup did project 7 righties, and it's out. And I do prefer lefties when running a K prop with Verlander, as his K per 9 is 2 strikeouts higher over the last 2 years from the left-handed side of the plate than versus the right-handed. So the lineup doesn't favor us. So let's go look at past history to see if we want to get in on this back-to-back, guys. And I say it all the time. We can get in on a guy's back-to-back when he has a normal day. We can't get in if he goes out and has a day from the gods. And putting up 6 is just a normal day for JV. And in this projected lineup, which is now no longer the projected, this projected lineup was striking out at a 27% clip lifetime and 146 plate appearances versus Justin Verlander. Ruh-roh. Well, the lineup came out, and that percentage now drops to a nice 25, but, not 27. 24 is bad. 27 is when we're going to look to stick the knife in. So the more and more I look at this, guys, is I did not want DJ LeMahieu and Torres in the lineup. I wanted one to have a day off. And no, both of them have the day in. They're batting in the 3-hole and in the 5-hole. And those are the two guys that Torres does strike out at a 20% clip, but LeMahieu drops down into the 11s and 10s, guys. So I do lean the over 6 now that it's there. I really think you should alt him down the 5. I think that 5's gold. I didn't have the time yet to actually go run up that lineup numbers versus this lineup numbers to see what's going on, but it's just to stay off at the moment. I just got to let JV go, but I wouldn't look under here. There's no way I could bet him under, as he didn't shine the last time he seen him. And if he doesn't walk 4 this time, how many does he end up with, guys? So we've got his favorite catcher calling him. It's there's no guessing. You know what the fuck's gonna happen with JV and Maldonado out there, man. It's just it's a beautiful thing. You may think I'm an Astros fan, guys, with how much money I'd be betting on those damn Astros. Appreciate you all for showing up, guys. Smash that like button if you haven't. Make sure you are subscribed. This is the weekend beyond of the Balking Dead. Next guy on the book, what we going to get in on, guys, is some Tarek Skubal. It's Skubal day, guys, and he's got the Rays. Number 33 in the black book is striking people out this year at a 32% clip while walking people 3.6% of the time. Open him up on FanDuel at a minus 144 to the over 4.5, where then it crashed down overnight. And then it just came right back up, guys. So it's back to that over 4.5 at a minus 140. Right now on BetMGM has the best line available. Projected lineup is 9 righties, 0 lefties, and it's not projected. They are out as well, as this game does crack off in about 20 minutes or so. And I think we have us a spot here with our boy Scooby Snacks today, as we have some recency bias going on both sides of this. As yes, Scooby got pounded last time out for some Marlins team in the bottom 5 in whiff, and that's not what Scooby wants to see, guys, as he is a strike thrower, and you don't want non-whiff teams, guys, when you're throwing strikes. This guy's walking people 3.6% of the time. He don't miss. He's fucking pounding the zone, and we need guys that miss in the zone. Marlins don't do that, guys. Marlins are top 5 and not whiffy. So we're getting some recency bias right there on Scooby getting smacked by a Marlins team. Fine. And then the other part of the recency bias, guys, is the Rays, who just smashed the last lefty they seen, and that's what everybody's got in their head. Well, that lefty was Carlos Rodon. He went 4 innings, walked 4, and this fucker still ended up with 5 strikeouts. And we talked about Rodon on the Balking Des Guide. His vertical and horizontal break is nowhere near it has been in his career. And we talked about how Rodon is under or nothing till he figures that out. That don't mean the next lefty has fucking issues. But if we look at this last game, you may be seeing he's having some issues. But I just explained to you, we ran in a team that just doesn't whiff. I'm going to say, guys, give me Tarek Skubal. And I took him for a full unit. And I had the minus 144 before the line crashed. And I wasn't even worried. It's obviously recency bias. And I'm going to tell you what. Yeah, Tarek Skubal is going to have a day. Y'all about to learn something. Tarek Skubal out the division versus teams who whiff. Yeah, it's Skubal day, guys. When I go through the last month of who the Rays have seen that I would bet on from the left-handed side, and yeah, all they've seen in that month is Carlos Rodon. I got to go back to mid-June to find someone who we would bet on, and Snell-Zilla them and went out and put his nuts on their chin. So if we take out the Rodon game, they have only had 98 plate appearances in the last month versus lefties, and they're not hitting the ball, and they're striking out at a 25% clip. Now, that's not enough plate appearances as I'd like, so I just kept going back and back and back. So they've beat up on some guys having issues is what I'm saying, and Tarek Skubal is not a guy having issues at the moment. So sign me up for some good old Tarek motherfucking Skubal as we ride him to the bank. You know what else we gonna do? You know who else we gonna ride? We gonna ride some ribeyes, man. I appreciate the 30-something plus who pulled up live on this weekend chat. So let's get what the other part you guys came in. And he don't want salmon. He just wants to bring you some steak. Yeah. What up, my guy? got no cool fucking ever shit to bring you in with, but we can still talk baseball, my friend.
Well, this wedding is horse shit then. How about that? I'll throw it out there. Let's go, man. It's Saturday. Sharpie Saturday, man. How can I not get excited and jacked up? That fucking intro, dude, is fire. That might be the best intro in the business. You play that thing, you press the play button, just sit back and get ready to get jacked up and make some money because it's on.
The one we're gonna end it with, bro, which you probably won't be here for. That's the one I play on my channel that I'm not allowed to play on pub. And it's a fuck you prize pick song. Because I'd probably get in trouble if they sponsor me and I played this.
I hate you, hate you. I hate you, hate you. Fuck you, prize pick. I hate you, hate you. Fuck you, prize pick.
Okay, you get the gist of it. But yeah, they won't let that on pub. So let's talk of some hitting props. I don't know where you're going, what you're doing, as I did hit you up 30 minutes prior to the show. So you take over and let it roll.
Yeah, man. So I'll move pretty quickly here. I got a 4-pack for you guys today, and I'm going to take a couple of shots here. So I'm going to start out with the, let's see here. As far as the order, these are literally hot off the press. I was capping it right up to you pressing the play button for me. So I'm going to start with this Atlanta game. I'm going to start with the Cubs-Braves matchup here. And from a hitting perspective, we saw the Cubs got shut down yesterday, right? The Braves put it to work. They handled business. And what we see after the Braves handle business in a situation where they shut the offense down is that next game does go over. I think it's 12 or 13 spots in a row that it's gone over. There's a lot of batters on that Atlanta offense that can get it done. And we've got favorable hitting conditions. Where I'm going to go today is our guy Marcell Ozuna at plus 140. This guy's got a home run in his last 4 straight games against the National League. He's hitting in the 6 hole. So, what I do like about being in the 6th spot as a road team is I know he's going to be at bat in that 9th inning, which is should be at bat in that 9th inning, which is going to give me the 4 looks I need from this guy to be able to try to get the job done today. So Assad there, 1-2, 3.24 ERA. It's a road spot for the Braves, but they're just playing super hot right now. You don't have to be a genius to recognize that these guys are just getting bat on ball. Their barrel rate's through the roof, and it's a great spot. So I think at plus 140 for Ozuna. Wouldn't be surprised to see him knock in the home run either, but RBI me up for plus 140.
That's what I was thinking too. I'm like, that dude's swing is so goddamn vicious, bro, that when he connects, it goes. And we're in it. Yeah, the ball flies where he's at today. And definitely love any Brave. I actually think it's the time to go bet Astros Braves in the World Series. I just don't know who's going to knock these boys off. And and
then you saw what the Astros did yesterday to the Yankees. That was just a straight up beatdown. They just beat them down. They went into the big lights on a Friday night and just said, "Hey, we're your daddy." And they shut them down.
They own them, bro. They own the Yankees. That's been their nemesis. Whether the Astros are cheating in it or not, they've still fucking whooped these boys in the playoffs, bro. I mean, shit, they had a no-hitter last year on them. Something about the Astros versus the Yankees, bro. Something about it. Let's get into your next hitting prop.
Yeah. So next guy up in the order, I'm going to go to the Colorado. I might be a little out of order here, so bear with me. But
You do whatever you want, bro. We're with you today.
All right, I got the Colorado Rockies game I'm going to tee up here. So what a great spot yesterday. Fired away, took that money line, put it out on a live stream and said, I don't care. I think this is a Colorado spot. And I think it's a Colorado spot again today. We got Max out there, the doormat of the league. This lefty gas can, he's 2-7 with a 4.07 ERA. And Ryan McMahon, numbers a little sketchy to me here. It's a plus 275. So either the books are just snoozing or he's not playing. But I'm going to take a crack at it. For a Ryan McMahon spot, 5 out of his last 5 games he's gotten a hit. Important to get that barrel production so that we can get these guys moving around the base at a plus 275. Max has got a 391 on base percentage against the Colorado Rockies, and McMahon's the gas pedal of that Colorado offense. I think it's a great Colorado spot again today, and I think that the hitting conditions are favorable. We've got wind going out straight down the center at 13 miles an hour, 5th highest projected runs in the game of the entire Major League Baseball slate today. So at a plus 275, I'll take a shot. Worst case, if he doesn't play, they're going to refund my money. I'm going to roll it right on down the line. I'm going to shoot over to
real quick. I want to talk about McMahon real quick. I want to touch
All
on him
right,
right quick. Is it? I think you're getting plus 275 because it's a lefty on lefty matchup. Is McMahon a lefty?
Yeah, he is.
That's exactly the reason why you're getting that. It's not that he's out the lineup. It's harder, in their opinion, for lefty on lefty. And I knew that because he's a lefty. I always got to know righty lefties when you're doing pitching props. So, yeah, Colorado's actually hitting lefties with the 180 ISO right now. Yeah, they're striking out like dog piss. But when they're hitting, they're fucking hitting. So, definitely like the McMahon look. Let's roll right into the next.
Yeah, I think it's just a price spot there for me where it's, I'm not going to sit there and talk about value, but I think that's almost a 3-to-1 opportunity on our money. And that's going to bring me to the next spot that I have with San Francisco Oakland game. Where are you going to go? And when I look at this San Francisco lineup, there's a lot of guys that I like out there, but the consistency to me is the key. And I don't see that consistency when it comes to at least the hitting props. At any given time, any one of these guys can get the job done. But let me flip gears for a minute and go over to the Oakland Athletics. So you're talking about the lefty-righty and lefty-lefty matchups. Here's a guy in Tony Kemp, straight up value spot here at plus 295. Plus 295 on an RBI for Tony Kemp. He's leading off in the order, at least for the projected lineup, but he does have a hit in 5 of his last 6 games, and he's going out there against Ross Stripling, who has gone under his K-prop number 4 of his last 5 games, and he pukes up a .304 against lefties when it comes to contact. So, production, opportunity kind of intersect here, and I'm going to go with Tony Kemp at plus 295. And then my last guy I've got, unless you have any thoughts on that.
I ain't got much on Tony Kemp. There's other than he can either be in the 9 or 1 hole on any given day. You'll see him leading off, and then one day is like, why is he in the 9 hole?
And I think that from a production standpoint, we've got Paul Blackburn. That's probably the best guy Oakland's got going. So you got to bring your game when you got your best guy out there.
I beg to differ. JP Sears. I'm a big JP Sears fan. I think he's been handling it.
You know what I do like? I do like JP Sears too. I will give you that. I do like. I'm a JP Sears guy.
Okay. But Blackburn last year was good, but Blackburn is this year.
You're the K-prop guy, so
I will never bet on Paul Blackburn but I will bet on JP Sears. So that means something to me.
Fair enough.
Let's roll into the last one.
All right, my last guy here. I'm going to go to a game where we've seen just an offensive explosion the last couple of days, and that's the Milwaukee Brewers. Milwaukee Brewers opportunity here playing against those Pirates. Yesterday's over was money in the bank. That thing was they were just finding a way to produce, and they got it done. Now that's 2 games in a row that we've seen just swinging for the fences out of both of these sides here. And my guy on this game is William Contreras. He's been a guy that I've been kind of looking at. I've been getting some opportunities on him at plus 155. William Contreras, good old Billy boy, 5 at-bats against Falter. Falter 0 for 7 right now with a 5.13 ERA. The Brewers are at home. They're going to be looking to get, the rally caps going against that loss of production yesterday. And I think this is a guy that's just been too consistent for me. He's in my black book when it comes to the RBI game. And I like Billy Contreras at plus 155. So there's a 4-pack for you guys. We're taking some swings and we're trying to make some money.
Man, you've been paying attention to that kid Freelick that the Brewers called up?
Yeah.
That kid's been balling, bro. And I don't bet hitting props like that, bro, but I've been watching these games because I bet I'm on these pitching sides and shit. And I'm like, this Freelick kid, because I took Keller under. And I was like, oh, man, he might be the guy. But this kid was fucking stroking, bro. And I'm like, wow, this kid he might be the real deal. So, speaking of the other side, I used to bet Bailey Faulkner. Crazy, right? Crazy.
Yeah.
One thing this guy has is the longest stride in all of baseball. Put that up to fucking Chapman status, guys. So his 92 plays like 96, 97 with his release point. He releases it at a little league mound where he comes 75 feet off the fucking mound. His arm length and stretch, it adds on 3 miles per hour. Every foot you can get closer to the plate. The average distance per MLB pitcher is 60. This fucker's putting 75 on that bitch. It's the longest stretch in all of baseball. First time through the lineup's been hard for teams. Second and third time, you start to understand, like, okay, this is how he plays. It sneaks on you the first time seeing this man. So Bailey Faulkner is a guy I'd look at on Prize Picks for his like first inning strikeouts, first time through the line, first 2 inning strikeouts, because the more you see him, the more he's gonna get hit because he does throw 91. You're gonna see 91 on the radar, and you're like, how aren't you pounding this fucker? I'm telling you guys, it plays like 98, and it's just crazy. So appreciate the 40 Live who have shown up for the weekend beyond. Mike has dropped us a 4-pack, so smash that like if you haven't. And he's going to start off ribeyes with Marcell Ozuna plus 140. Head on over to the Colorado game and get some plus 275 on Ryan McMahon's RBI. Then we go head on out to the West Coast, where they may not be in the West Coast, but he's a West Coast player. We're talking Tony Kemp, plus 295 for a ribeye of the Oakland A's. And then we're going to finish the day with the Contreras brothers, and not the fucking shitty one who got benched, the one who's been humming, William Contreras of the Brewers, plus 155 for a ribeye, as I like Frelick for a ribeye as well, because just something about it. These Brewers right now, they're playing, and they've got one of the best coaches in all of baseball. I will preach Craig Counsell is a fucking god at pulling the fiddle, guys, at pulling the strings. So appreciate you, Mike, for popping in on this weekend, dude. You're the shit. Tell them where to find you, what you got going on, the live stream you do on Tuesdays, all that stuff. And then I will finish the other 2 pitchers for these guys.
Hell yeah, man. You guys see the Twitter handle. Follow me at PimSlapPOD. We're heating up. We're getting that hip to be square spot back on board. We've gone 3 in a row now. Trying for 4 today. We'll get there, I'm sure. But, in, on, and around Pub Sports, I jump on here with my guy Sharpie. Always happy to support. Give me the invite. I'll do my damnedest to get there, unless I'm just not around. And that happens, but hopefully not as often. So I know my Tuesday spots. I look forward to those. I get excited about crushing the card with you, man. And shout out to your chat, dude. I see all the guys out there. Rocco, Tone, JT, Trey Day. You guys all show up, man. You represent, and we appreciate that. So make sure when you're done with this show, you do hit that like button for our guy Sharpie. Retweet it, post it, let everyone know. This guy's out here on a Saturday taking his own time to get to the morning buzz with you guys and share some opportunities to get some cash. So it's a great card today, and I hope you guys make money as we grow bankrolls together. Let's go, brother.
Yes, sir. Until next time, I'll see you probably on another stream today. All right, guys. If you are just tuning in, guys, I do appreciate the almost 50 live, because you know what? If I was doing this with just 10 people in here, I probably wouldn't do it next week. So y'all make me want to actually do this shit again. When you guys do show up, it shows me that you actually want to actually listen to this cuck. So we do have a full unit bet on Tarek Skubal. We talked JV and Skubal already, and the Skubal game is about to crack off for those who were not here earlier. We had to get in on some Tarek Scooby snacks. Now let's talk Corbin Burns at the Pirates, where he's striking people out this year 25.3% of the time, while walking people 9.5% of the time. Morning line 8+ at minus 115 on DraftKings, where the best line available to that 7.5 is on FanDuel now to the minus 116. Projected lineup for your Buccos is 5 righties, 4 lefties. Now, I have seen this story before, guys, and I'm talking Corbin Burns versus the Pirates when they bring in the numbers that say he should slay. And I'm talking about how they're not walking and striking out 27% of the time right now. Yet they have been smashing the ball with the team isolated power in the 200s. And what I mean by seeing this story before is, fuck, I've lost some good money last year in these spots with this man where he should have handled them boys. And I know he handled them one game this year when he's seen them. But like I said, last year, he's seen them 3 times in the second half, all with K percentages of 27% or higher. And Burns didn't get more than 6 in any game. So let's go see if some of those guys are in the lineup that's been giving him problems, because golly, man, this says this may not be as easy as this looks like. So let's go look at this. And as long as 5 guys who haven't, there's 5 guys in this projected lineup who haven't actually seen this, man. So that's actually a plus. As the 4 guys in the lineup who have, they're striking out at a career 27% of the time versus Burns in his at-bat. So this is actually looking like a nice day as a Trippiano, or however you want to say that guy's name. That guy gave him fits. Choi gave him fits when he seen it. There was a couple other guys too that just aren't here that gave this man problems, guys. As Burns is a guy that I do look for lefties in the lineup for. And with this projected lineup, we're looking at 4 lefties, as he does have a K per 9 over this year, 1.8 more than from the left-handed side than from the right-handed side. So give me the 4 projected lefties or more. Give me the team K percentage of what they're bringing in the lineup, and still bring me in those guys who like to strike out versus him as well, as this is an over or nothing. And I will look to be getting on the over as soon as the lineups come out. And as long as they just don't sack a super right-handed dominant lineup, then I would go to the over. If they do, I would look to alt him down then, because this is a high number. And we do need this man to go out there 6 innings and shove. And just because they're good numbers don't mean they're going to go out there and shove, because a la Reed Detmers. He went out and shit the bed. Everything says good game, but you know what? At the end of the day, they still need to show up and perform. And if Burns shows up and performs, guys, he gets 8 strikeouts versus this projected lineup. Now we're going to head into a spot that, oh boy, I bet you everybody probably tuning in to hear a little bit of Snellzilla today versus my boys in blue. And let's talk Blake Snell, number 3 in the black book, versus my Dodgers, striking people out this year 29.3% of the time while walking people 9. That ain't fucking Blake Snell's shit. Maybe it is, but walking people 9% of the time. I obviously didn't pull up Blake Snell's and use the prompt sheet from somebody else then, huh? Let's go do it real quick. And if you don't know, guys, I do use Fangraphs for a lot of my stuff. Fangraphs, StatCast, those are the 2 main that I will go look towards. And Fangraphs usually has everything, however you want to search it, build it, however you want. So, yeah, I knew that was wrong. He's striking people out 31.3% of the time while walking people at an atrocious 13.5% of the time. Morning line was 7 plus minus 135 on DraftKings. Well, the best line available now on FanDuel to that 6.5 is at a minus 112. Projected lineup for my boys in blue is 7 righties, 2 lefties. Now we get Snellzilla versus my boys, where some of his best games in his career have come against. And he's also seen these guys 2 times already this year on a back-to-back. And I'm going to tell you, I don't fucking care what happened in those 2 games. As Blake Snell wasn't Blake Snell until May 25th of this year, as his strikeouts just weren't where they were supposed to be at the beginning of the season. We talked about it early on in the year on the Balking Dead, guys, how his velo and spin rate was the same, and there was nothing wrong there. So we knew it was going to come around. It was the fact that he was missing, guys. He was either nowhere near the plate or he'd just throw it down the dick of the plate. So and get cracked. Now we are back to looking at Snell to what the fuck's wrong with Snell again? Like, he was so great for a 6-game period, to where he has been starting to fall off, guys. And it just looks like he's lost his control once again. As in his last 6 games, he has not walked less than 3 in a game, and upwards up to 7. And in the 2 games versus the Dodgers this year, he had 3 and 4 walks, depending on which game. So it's fucking simple, guys. If Blake Snell has control tonight, he goes over. If he walks people like he has been, then he's fucked. And taking the fact Darvish went 7 innings last night, so the pin is somewhat ready if Snell gets himself into trouble. And we can't even trust Bob Melvin anymore. Like, I used to say all last year how great of a coach he is. And, yeah, that's last year. As who the fuck pulls a guy at 82 pitches while smacking the Dodgers just to go lose the fucking game like they did last night? And that also happened with Blake Snell versus the Phillies a few games back, in multiple games with these pitchers this year. He's just not letting them go. And he's letting them go into a bullpen that's been under a bridge sucking dick for milk money, and they're lactose intolerant. So mark my words, if the Padres don't make it in the playoffs, Bob Melvin's fucking gone. They are blaming this season on Bob Melvin. Rightfully so. And I'm not a Padre fan. Rightfully so. He has blown numerous of games himself. You can't do that as a fucking coach, bro. You just can't. So let's get into Blake Snell career-wise versus these boys in blue. And we might have us a spot, guys, as projected lineup. He has struck out 25% of the time in his career. So there is an over there. It just does Snell show up or not, as he can walk himself into trouble and out the game. As I'm looking to back Snell's over in this spot, and I know someone that I respect that's looking to back his under in this spot. I haven't bet it. I'm pretty sure he has. I just want the lineups to come out, guys, as Chris Taylor is a walking strikeout or 4. And then Rojas just don't strike out to Snell in 14 plate appearances. He only has 1 punch out. So I at least want to see him in the 9 hole or just not in the fucking game, as there are a few guys with good numbers versus Snell. And I just don't want to be trying to get my strikeouts in the middle or the end of a lineup like Darvish was going to have to do last night. He was going to have to get everything towards the end, to where that tells me if I think that guy's going to see the bottom of the lineup 3 times, then the outs are the play. So there's so much going on here with Blake Snell. I know a lot of you won't bet it and won't eat the juice, but you know what? Billy Briz will. Billy fucking Briz will eat juice. He is like Encino Man in the 7-Eleven liquor store. We's in the juice. And minus 167 over 2.5 walks. Seems like a parlay piece from the gods. I mean, it's put at a juice point to where they don't want you to bet it. This guy's walked 3 in 6 fucking straight. Like my boy Spin Doc told me this morning, we've got an umpire that's a hitter-friendly umpire. So he's not going to get the outside calls. If I get a team in a lineup that says they're walking, then I got to stay off Blake Snell. At the end of the day, that's been his bugaboo. I thought we would get Snellzilla after the All-Star breaks, just All-Star snubbed and ready to fly out and go. And seems like he's lost his control again, as there was a good time in that 6-7 game stretch that he was keeping those walks down. There were a couple games with 0 in them, and he's going to have to keep the walks down. So I wish we could alt his walks and take him to fucking 4. And then alt his strikeouts up, because it's either, if he don't walk fucking 3, he has anywhere from 7 to 9. If he walks more than 3 or more, he's going to have a problem hitting 7. That 7's going to be the limit. So there's a lot of variables going on with Blake Snell, but I do like the 25% career strikeout numbers that this projector is projecting. And that's even with Rojas in there, like I said, who doesn't strike out to this man. So need Rojas in the 9 hole if they're going to play him today. Definitely need Chris Taylor in the lineup. And yeah, I can only look over, but I could also look over at his walks. So appreciate you all for tuning in to this Saturday edition Weekend Beyond. I know you guys probably got questions about other pitchers, and I just didn't break them down yet, guys. It takes me time to do these write-ups. And rent's due today. I pushed the bitch back another day. So we got to get money today. So smash that like if you haven't. We are going to do an NFL AFC stream tomorrow. We're going to talk futures, divisions, what me and my boy Trey are looking at. Who knows who else is going to pop in there. But yeah, see y'all tomorrow on the Odds Bunch, guys. You heard of the Brady Bunch? Nah, man. This is the Odds Bunch.
I hate you, hate you. I hate you, hate you. Fuck you, prize pig! I hate you, hate you. Fuck you, prize pig! I hate you, hate you. Fuck you, prize pig! I hate you, hate you. Fuck you, prize pig!
But I've had enough.
Fuck you, prize pig! Yeah, man, I had enough. Fuck you, prize pig! My whole clique about to fuck you up. Fuck you, prize pig! If you hate me, you're not the same. Fuck you, prize pig! Get to win and take everything. Logging in, make my picks, I'm about to get this red. It makes me harder than Candace Parker giving me head. Rage said if I don't win, then I'ma come pick you up. Carpool into the bridge, if we a fam, then we all jump. Betsy got the hoe, she rolls her knees or ends up dead. Whatever it takes, I'm trying to make this money with my friends. WNBA season, so much free you won't believe. Join in Discord, you can pay a drop support and more. At least I'm kidding, we really winning the ghost of the industry. Johnny and Clyde, they don't want
But I have not.
You can keep your rotten taco. Sorry, Johnny, that's your motto. And if you really wanna win, come and rock with population.
Fuck you, you piece of shit. Fuck you, you piece of shit.